Alright boys, so in this video I'm going to be running you through a presentation about my specific transformation, about my specific story as well as my client's Matt, and running you through exactly the exact mental frameworks and the exact system we use to take him from his old version of him, which was stuck, lost, anxious, skinny, and we build him into a high value man using my specific code that I built through my own transformation over the last 3 or 4 years. And I'm so excited to be ripping this one in because it's been a long time coming. I've revised it like 7, 8, 10 times just so I could have the best quality for you guys to watch. If you're after a quick fix, a quick dopamine fix, this isn't going to be it. It's going to be straight to the point, straight how I overcame a lot of self-doubt, a lot of negative shit in my life, and I can't wait for you guys to watch it and let me know what you guys think in the fucking comments. Let's fucking go. Alright lads, let's rip right in. In this video presentation, I'm going to be running you through exactly how we got my client Matt from cheated on, heartbroken, lost and skinny to a jacked, confident and respected man the way every man of value should be. And we built him into someone no one could fucking ignore. All in just 112 days, not only did we pack on 10 kilos of lean quality muscle, but we had a complete identity shift, and we did it using the same detailed code I built through my own transformation. This is a code I now live by and call the HVM Code. It wasn't just his physique that we leveled up, it was his entire identity. We built his confidence so strong, so powerful that he finally broke up with his ex who had cheated on him. The one he stayed with regardless of that, because deep down he didn't believe he could do any better. He cut off those weak mates who were stuck partying, gossiping, talking shit about one another, and going nowhere with their fucking lives because he knew they were tying him to the old version of himself. We used emotional pain from all those years of disrespecting himself with those negative behaviors, those low standards. We used it as the fuel to completely rebuild him from the ground up. And by the time his ex tried to come back, saying she'd changed, it was all too late because he'd already leveled up so hard she could barely even recognize him anymore. You want to know what happened when his physique finally started to match his discipline? Not only did his business blow up, but that dream car he'd been wanting for years, he didn't just buy it, he became the man worthy enough of driving it. Because now, he was locked in under my guidance, and with the daily code enforcing his elite standard every fucking day, he didn't just succeed in business, he held the standard across every area that fucking mattered. Now, before we get proper into it, who is this presentation for? If you want to throw on a baggy shirt and still be able to see the dense quality muscle underneath, then this is for you. Because bro, let's be real, it's not just about looking the part and feeling the part and letting your presence speak as soon as you enter the room. It's about finally knowing you've built something so strong, so solid, it can't be fucking hidden. Now, if you've been through heartbreak and feel stuck in your own head, overthinking your every move, and avoiding the actions you know deep down would move you forward, this is for you. Because bro, I've been there. If you want to build size without getting fat whilst doing no cardio whatsoever, this is for you. If your mental capacity is maxed out with your career and you're inconsistent in the gym because you're drained and you're tired of guessing your way through another half-hour session, this is for you. I was working in civil engineering, and I know firsthand that when your brain's been solving high-stake problems all day, the last thing you want to do is walk into the gym and wonder what to do next. You've got no plan, no real structure, and that's why you've been seeing no long-lasting results whatsoever. If you're inconsistent in the gym, but you're still not growing, buried in conflicting advice about how to train, what to eat with no clear direction, this is for you. If you're killing it in your job, but your physique and self-discipline don't match the sort of man you are in your career, this is for you. Bro, you've already proven you can show up and execute. Just not for yourself. That's your one weakness and you know it. Imagine if your body, your mindset and your standards match the ambition you have in your career. If you've outgrown the drugs, the partying, the same weekend cycle of self-destruction and you're finally ready to rebuild because you're sick and tired of waking up every Monday full of regret, this is for you. And now, if you're finally ready to build undeniable confidence, a powerful physique that speaks for itself and become the high-value man women want and other men want to be, this is for you. Now, who this is not for? If you're content with looking like a boy trapped in a man's body, this isn't for you. If you're okay with being overlooked, underestimated, or treated like an option, this ain't for you. If you show discipline Monday to Friday, then blow it all on partying, drugs every weekend, this is not for you. If you want the status that comes with being jacked, but you're not willing to build the standards to sustain it, this is not for you. If you're still waiting for life to slow down before you commit to building standards, muscle, and a mindset that commands respect, this is not for you. Because bro, straight up, that time never comes. If your discipline stops at your career and you're not ready to build the body to match it, this is not for you. If you still think your genetics, your past, or your circumstances are holding you back, this is not for you. That's a victim mindset. And if you keep blaming things you can't take ownership of, then you'll never take control of nothing. Now, here's the truth about building muscle without getting fat whilst doing no cardio. No one will tell you. Not many know this, but a structured weekly refeed will actually build muscle and get you leaner the very next morning if you know how to use it properly. This is due to macro manipulation and effective glycogen restoration. Don't view these weekly off-plan meals as just rewards. They are effective tools that will accelerate your progress towards your dream physique if you know how to use them. More time in the gym doesn't mean more growth. Progress comes from intensity, not time. You're better off smashing out a 45 to 55 minute intense session where each rep is controlled and done with tempo and intensity as opposed to 2 hours on your phone talking to your mate spending 5 minutes between sets. The effective rest period between each set should be 60 to 90 seconds for most general exercises, but your compound movements like squats, deadlifts like bench press should be 2 to 2.5 minutes each if you're going for strength. Now, fasting decreases muscle. Whatever you do, make sure you do not fast before you go to the gym. Most men are under fueling and overtraining. Muscle gains come from finding the exact sweet spot between training and nutrition. You need to understand what carbs to eat. Low GI carbs, high GI carbs, and exactly when to utilize each one for maximum growth. Like you see a lot of guys and they're halfway between being skinny and being fat. That's because their bodies turn to cannibalism mode and it's eating away at their muscle. Those same guys are the ones that are overtraining and undereating. Their body doesn't even know when the next fuel source is coming in, so it stores the fat for survival and starts to eat away at the muscle instead. Like think about it. Back in the primal times, men would hunt for days. The human body adapted to this by holding on to fat as emergency fuel and breaking down muscle tissue to survive instead. And that's exactly what happens to most of these guys now. So it is very important you eat carbs before training. If you can't stomach your food at 4 a.m. to train before work, keep it simple. Have just a banana for potassium with a protein bar, or my go-to, which is a bagel with jam and spread. That bagel is a high GI carb, which means it hits the bloodstream quicker. It spikes your blood glucose and gets converted into glycogen, which your body uses as a primary fuel during training. And that's exactly why I use it. It delivers quick energy far more efficiently than low GI carbs, which digest slower and won't give you that rapid performance boost when you need to go all out, especially first thing in the morning. Now, this one's key, so listen up. In order to be consistent enough to build standards that last a lifetime, as men, we need to align our daily standards and elite level execution to the outcome we're pushing for. Without a direct mission, a vision, a goal, an outcome, we simply fall. So we need to lock in our why, our mission statement, our emotional driver that will get us out of bed early in the morning to go get after it and train before work and build up our future rather than stay asleep and press snooze on the alarm clock and dream our future away. Now, your environment either hardens you up and raises you up as a man, or it softens you and breaks you down. If you're still surrounded by mates who waste their life chasing highs every weekend, the thoughts of her that are still holding you back from building yourself up as a man, and a lifestyle built on Uber Eats late nights and numbing yourself with porn and the comfort that keeps you soft and weak and average, don't expect to rise above her. Now, last but not least, getting jacked is simple, but far from easy. Without the consistency and elite level around the clock standards to turn it into a lifestyle, you lose it all and find yourself back in the same body, the same mindset, and the same life you swore you'd outgrow. That skinny, 70 kilo, lost version of me, that shit was real. And it hurt. Like I'm not here to pretend I always had it together. I always felt so weak and I thought I'd be stuck like that for the rest of my life. Never even thought I'd ever even break past 80 kilos, let alone 91 kilos shredded as fuck. But I spent years fucking up. Blaming genetics, jumping between online programs with no specific one-on-one guidance, and no real structure or accountability built for me. The truth is, I was working hard, just not smart, eventually burning out and giving up. Back on reflecting, it was ego that had me stuck. I thought I was doing everything right, training, eating, pushing hard, but the results simply didn't match. And that disconnect, it starts to eat away at you. Don't let that be you, because here's what I learned. Real growth starts the moment you admit you need guidance, not random advice of guys on Instagram or YouTube who have no idea about your body type and specific schedule with your high demands in your career, not another random training nutrition PDF that won't do jack shit from some influencer coach who doesn't even know who the fuck you are, but a clear path and a clear plan from someone who's already built what you want and actually gives a fuck about you. Asking for help ain't weakness. Weakness is pretending you've got it all handled, you've got it all figured out, while deep down you hate the man you see staring back in the mirror. I learned that there's no such thing as bad genetics. You've just never had the structure, the system, or the standards to get real results. And that's what changed everything for me. And that's exactly what this code is built for. A clear and direct path to success is built for men who are done winging it, for men who want their body to finally match the standards they live by, and for men ready to operate at the highest level across every area of their fucking life. Now, if you want the high value man to be you, I'll show you exactly how to develop the standards and mindset required to create a body that finally matches your career-driven standards. I'll show you how to stack on 10 kilos of lean muscle without giving up the food you love and start looking like someone worth taking seriously. Can't sustain restriction, and that's exactly why you've given up on your diet so many times. And here you'll actually enjoy your meals, keep your lifestyle, and still build the body you've been chasing for so fucking long. It's not just about training, it's about building unshakable discipline that shows up in your physique, your daily standards, and your self-identity as a fucking man. I'll show you exactly how to channel that emotional pain from breakups, setbacks, or feeling completely invisible to the quality of the women you want, into the fuel, the driver that builds you into the man no one can fucking ignore. And I'll show you how you can finally build quality size whilst losing fat and gaining a powerful physique that commands respect into any room you walk into. Those who don't know, here's a brief backstory of how I got here. I was born in Colombia, lived in Brazil, and my parents split up when I was 4. Mum packed shop and we had to move to Greece, where I lived for the next 6 years. My father was never around, so never had a strong, dominant father figure or role model to teach me correctly, to teach me what I now know and live by. Pretty much my whole life, bro, I was raised by a sole parent, my mother, and she's my why. In 2023, I made a commitment to myself that one day I'd retire her, that I'd finally give back for the endless sacrifices she's made raising me up all on her own into the man I am today. My other why became to build myself into that person I never had growing up. Become who I always needed when I didn't have a father, when I was little. To be someone that inspires, protects, and gives hope. To be a real fucking leader. Even though mum's of Greek background, she spent most of her life in New York. Raised American but born in Maroubra, Australia. When I was 10, she packed up shop again and we moved halfway across the world to Sydney. She did it to provide us with a better future. And the first stop, Bondi. We lived in government housing for a few years, a lot of my youth, on Centrelink government support. She worked around the clock just to make ends meet, and even when she had nothing left to give, she always gave more. She's a fucking soldier, and no matter how hard he got, she made it happen. I didn't care much about material things because I had her, and I was everything. From speaking absolutely no English to going to uni. During my engineering degree, I'd spent most of my weekends partying, enjoying all the freedom I still had before I had to get the job and grow up. I was enjoying it and loving this chapter of my life because I knew one day I'd pull myself out and become someone worth becoming, but I never knew when or how. When I was 21, I let a girl break my heart, which led me to me making another commitment to myself. That from this moment on, no woman would ever have that kind of power over me to break me like that ever fucking again. I was gonna build myself into someone no one would ever walk away from. But instead of building myself up, I completely spiraled. I leaned even harder on the weekend benders, still deep in uni, chasing the party life, cat, coke, the drinks, you name it. It wasn't just fun anymore. I was masking something deeper, the pain, the insecurity, the feeling of not being enough, and the more I numbed it, the worse it got. During those years, I was in and out of the gym, not because I didn't want it, but because I had no structure, no clear direction, and no real fucking plan. So despite all the effort I was putting in, I never saw any solid progress. But deep down, I always loved the gym. I spent a total of 5 years studying civil engineering and graduated with an honors degree in 2021. I had the career, I was successful on paper, and I was already in the top 10%. I had a secure role and a well-off financial future ahead of me, bro. But something was missing. I wasn't fulfilled. I felt lost, boxed in, taking orders from men I wanted to be nothing like. I was living hungover half the week, pretending everything was sweet, pretending I had it all handled, all sorted. But bro, I was living someone else's plan, a path that looked good on paper, but didn't match who I knew I was deep down. I had the title and the income, and I held high standards in my life and my career, but my body didn't match them. And I knew I was capable of so much fucking more. I got straight up with myself. My lifestyle would never improve unless my standards did. So I dove deep into self-development. Started reading, the first time since high school. First book was David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me. Fuck, that shit made me feel powerful. That if he can go through all that and rise above it, what the fuck's my excuse? I made the gym my home. I took the same structure I had in my engineering career and applied it to my training. I hired a coach that I still have to this day, because what sort of man would I be preaching self-investment but not actively do so myself? I started cutting out the negative distractions, the bullshit that was eating away at me as a man, the weekend benders, fake mates, and anything holding me back from pursuing my best fucking self. I didn't just rebuild my mindset, my self-identity, I rebuilt my body. Fast. The moment I stopped drinking, row. I leveled up so fucking quickly, and the gains felt better than fucking ever. I stacked on size and strength quicker than I ever thought possible because this time I had structure, a real specialized and specific plan, and high value elite level fucking standards. After having such a profound transformation myself and being nearly 6 months sober from drugs and alcohol, I reached out to the big homie, the one and only Wes fucking Watson. That moment changed the trajectory of my life forever. His mentorship had the biggest impact on me as a man. He showed me how to lead, how to coach, how to build the best fucking version of me. I broke through my own self-imposed limits, started talking on camera, preaching self-development and self-investment because of how much it improved and changed my fucking life. I held myself accountable through social media, daily, in the eyes of the public, putting myself out there and having that fucking crack, something no cunt around me at the time was fucking doing. And they didn't get it. Small area, same people, all stuck in the same cycle doing the same shit their whole lives. And suddenly, I was the talk of the town, bro. People I was partying with for years, people that straight up I used to sell drugs to back in the days, were all fucking talking shit about me. It hurt, because I knew it was the end of my old life, but I didn't break. Not once, because I knew I was walking the path into my new one. I didn't let the shallow opinions of small-minded men stop me from walking my path, pursuing my mission. If I had, I wouldn't be here. I kept it pushing through all the bullshit, all because I had a strong why behind me. I wasn't looking for validation from those I wanted to be nothing like. I was out to earn the respect of real men like Wes, men I looked up to and wanted to build myself like. In under 6 months of launching my coaching business, I quit my engineering career. April 22nd, 2024 was the date that I walked away from my full-time profession to pursue my mission, my purpose, coaching and leading men towards this lifestyle full-time. That single decision created unstoppable momentum, which in just under 3 months landed me in Miami on 3 weeks' notice to link up with Wes in person. And that's the moment my new identity was built. I didn't just stop there. I took everything I learned, every standard I rebuilt, every mistake I made, and I turned it into a daily standard I now call the HVM Code. The high value man is the code I built through years of suffering but being broken apart, choosing to turn pain into fuel, failure into lessons, and rebuilding into the man I was meant to become all along. And now, I've decided to break it all down for you for free. I'll guide you through the exact process I used, A to Z, to completely transform so you too can follow the code to gain lean quality muscle and completely rebuild yourself. All whilst doing no cardio, enjoying foods you love, and still getting in a weekly or sometimes even twice a weekly structured refeed meal in. This is the HVM Code, a 3-pillar code built to forge the foundations of a high-value man. I've decided to give each one an anchor to really help you drive that message through. Identity, mission, discipline. And the first pillar of the HVM Code is embody high values. This is where it all starts. This is your foundation. Discipline is born from identity, and your identity is born from your values. Without a daily non-negotiable code to live by, then you're just simply reacting to life. Your values dictate your actions and solidify your character, especially when life hits, when your girl leaves, when the business deal falls through, when your mates talk shit about you behind your back. If a man truly values something, he'll do whatever it takes to protect it. No excuse will be strong enough, no cost will be too high, and that's exactly why we don't just talk about mindset here, because mindset is a byproduct of your values, and when your values are unbreakable, your standards rise, your actions follow, and your excuses die. Pillar 2, early mentality. If your values define who you are, this pillar defines where you're going. This is why most men are lost. They don't have a clear mission, a clear path. They're distracted, scattered, and chasing short-term highs on the weekends while convincing themselves they're okay, they're fine, they're sweet. Bro, they're not. You can't become the man she regrets losing if you're still thinking like the one she walked away from. Elite mentality means you lead with purpose and you make decisions based on who you're becoming, not on what feels good in the moment. Your life will never grow beyond your mindset, and your mindset will never rise above your standards. So the third and final pillar is non-negotiable standards, arguably the most important, because when everything else falls apart, this is what holds you up. Here's where you stack powerful daily standards until they shape who you are at every level. No negotiable standards means you stop relying on motivation and start enforcing real fucking structure. Now I'm going to show you how we ran Matt through the HVM code and customize each stage specifically for him to break the identity that kept him stuck at 65 kilos and build the man he always said he wanted to be, but never had the guidance or the structure to actually become. Let's fucking get into it. We started with a foundation, values, and the first thing I told Matt was this: you are exactly where you are because of you. No one's coming to save you. Straight up. I could be the best coach in the world, give you the perfect plan, the training, the food, the structure, but I can't wake up for you. I can't eat the food for you and I can't train for you. That's on you and you alone. Your life is your responsibility, bro. You need to own that and take your power back as a fucking man. And the moment I told him that, he stopped blaming genetics and took responsibility for his lack of guidance, structure, and accountability. He stopped blaming his lack of time because of his business and he started waking up at 4 in the morning to train before work, which set his tone and rhythm for the rest of his day. During the weekend, instead of going out with the boys club and drinking their lives away and wasting their fucking future, spending their time on meaningless hookup, we spent it building his future, locking him in with structure, food shopping, meal prepping, doing the essential tasks that transformed him into the high value man he finally fucking became. Because he chose delayed gratification by prioritizing his future self over how he felt in the current moment. He was under my guidance inside the code and shit started to change and change real quick. We had regular one-on-one communication, check-ins, a community of like-minded brothers on the same path, same mission towards self-improvement, as well as weekly calls that kept him sharp and accountable. He knew exactly what he was doing every day because he knew exactly what was expected of him to hold him accountable to the highest fucking level, and because he had a daily code to follow, he never once looked back. A man without strong core values, without a daily code, gets controlled by everything around him, by the snacks in his pantry that pull him further from his most elite self, by comfort, porn, Uber Eats, and sleeping in like a boy chasing dreams instead of the man that wakes up to build them. He lets the opinion of shallow, small-minded people he doesn't even really respect, dictate his actions, and it keeps him playing small in every fucking area of his life. But when your values are non-negotiable, you don't need to speak louder, you put in the work and let your results do the talking for you. Because once you build your most elite physique, you walk into any room and your presence does all the talking for you. Integrity is a relationship with oneself. And it's not about what you say, it's about how you follow through. Every time Matt missed, he wasn't just slipping up, he was accepting low standards into his self-identity. And I told Matt, you only build it when you honor the commitments you make to yourself. Like tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up and go train. I'm going to train legs because it sucks and it's hard, and I know when I'm mid-set and the squat bar is trying to crush me and I have no safety net, no plan B, no other option, I know it's do or die. And in that exact moment, that's the mindset I need to rise above. Because the way isn't just physical, it's life testing me, and how I choose to talk to myself in that exact moment defines what sort of man I really am. That's one of the various mental frameworks inside of the code that we applied directly to Matt in his exact situation in his life, that his character and future self-identity was forged through hardship and in those exact difficult times. So we weren't really just building a physique, we were building a man he could finally respect through pushing through the difficult, most challenging times of his fucking life. Pillar 2, let's run it. Now that Matt started to build self-respect through the first pillar of the code, embodying high values, he was finally ready to cut what was keeping him tied to the old version of him, the one he was so desperate to outgrow, the one with skinny arms, no chest, no muscle whatsoever, that kept getting walked over in his fucking life, because as men, we can never outgrow the identity we believe we are. That started with a toxic relationship. Matt finally broke up with the ex who cheated on him and left him doubting himself all along. I told Matt, bro, you can't step into your future self if you're still entertaining your old fucking ways. He had to cut off the ex, the drugs, the parties, the boys who stayed stuck while pretending they had it all figured out, and that caused Matt to be able to go all in on himself, and the shift was immediate. But it wasn't just about what he cut off externally, we had to completely rewrite how he saw himself internally, because how we speak to ourselves as men is directly tied to who we believe we are. Matt always liked a confident self-image, so we rebuilt it through positive action-based repetition, and we aligned his self-talk with his future self-identity, and we knew every time he completed everything every day that made him into the man he became, he'd be getting a step closer into that fucking self-identity, because it didn't matter that he wasn't there yet. All that mattered that he controlled the controllable, cut off all the bullshit that didn't align to his best self. That 75 kilo jacked man he finally became under my guidance, and eventually we fucking did it. But it all started with the fact that we reprogrammed Matt's self-belief through structure, positive self-talk, and consistent action with momentum stacking up fucking daily until he started seeing himself as the man he was fucking becoming. And that's when he got addictive. When Matt came to me, he had no direction. He was training hard, eating clean, or so he thought, but he was stuck. Because he was still thinking like the man he used to be. Without a clear vision and a direct path, we drift. We stay lost as men. So inside the code, I made him write out exactly who he wanted to become. Not just physically, but mentally and in how he carried himself. The dream physique, the car, the lifestyle, the woman. Under my guidance, Matt got clear on what he wanted and started becoming the man who could actually get it. Clarity creates power, and inside of the code, we built a vision so powerful that made it impossible to fucking fail. Pillar 3, let's get it. This is where shit gets real. Because a man's identity isn't built in one breakthrough moment, it's built through what he refuses to negotiate on daily. The first standard we locked in with Matt, his mornings. Before the world was even awake, Matt was already up and getting it. Up by 4 a.m., stacking wins, proving to himself that he was worthy of the man he was working to build. He was so committed to this same routine, 7 days straight, no slipping in, no excuses, whatever it takes mentality. I gave Matt this simple mental framework that his mornings weren't just an elite standard that got him ahead of 99% of men. It was a fucking statement. It's your first win of the day and it sets the tone for everything that follows. Matt was either hitting push-ups first thing in the morning or straight into the gym. But it wasn't just physical. He was learning to lead himself by how he moved and how he spoke to himself, because self-talk isn't some motivational bullshit. It's identity reinforcement. We used physical action to hardwire his mindset and to validate who he was becoming through what he was doing every single fucking day. And this is where the true transformation became permanent. And I told Matt, the only reason why you haven't been able to sustain any transformations in the past was because of this, bro. You'll never become the man you truly want to be if you don't already start acting like him. We locked him into a morning routine. We locked in training. And no matter how he felt, he followed through, because I told him, bro, straight up, you don't rise to your goals, you fall to the standards you enforce daily. You need to uphold elite level standards without negotiation across every fucking pillar of your fucking life. The plan wasn't just about ticking boxes, it was about building a new identity and reinforcing it at every level. We made room to celebrate that identity being born without breaking the standard. Matt stayed locked in all week, his training, his meals, his macros, his structure, and when we added in a weekly off-plan meal, it wasn't a setback, it was strategic. A chance to refill depleted glycogen and fuel harder sessions, and actually enjoy the 1% because he earned it through the 99% commitment to the code. But here's what most men don't get. Matt didn't train for 7 days a week. He trained 4 days with intent without needing to do any cardio, because each rep, each meal, every action had a purpose and suited the man he was working to build. That's what makes it high value, because when your life is built on standards, earning your reward is part of the fucking plan. Matt was already killing it in business, but when it came to his body, he had no system, no structure, and therefore he was getting no real consistent progress, no matter how much he would try. And this is where most high-performing men break. They fall off, because without structure across the board, even disciplined men fall short where it matters most. You can have a vision, you can have discipline, but without a routine built to execute, you're just guessing. That's why inside of the code, we built Matt a high performance calendar that aligned his training, nutrition, recovery to match the same standard he was already enforcing in his career. And that's when everything clicked. His results weren't random like they used to be before he came to me. They were scheduled, systemized, and locked in. You want to know what happened when Matt finally followed that HVM code perfectly? The one that I structured specifically for him, and the weight started climbing. Shirts got tighter, his confidence started pouring through his posture, his presence, how he moved, and the way men and women looked at him. He wanted to do it even more. He didn't slow down, he went even fucking harder. The fat kept coming off, and he kept building muscle, because once you get a taste of becoming the man you promised yourself you'd build, you'll stop at nothing to keep on building him. And that's exactly what happened. He invested just once and the results multiplied. He got in the best shape and mindset of his entire life. His business was better than ever. He got connected to high achievers that matched the sort of quality of a man he became, and built a solid business network with plenty of fruitful opportunities. He got together with his dream partner, but funnily enough, she was the one that noticed him first at the gym and approached him. That's exactly what happens when you follow the code and become high value. He literally built the life of his dreams in just a few short months, and the beginning of the rest of his life started to unfold as he started to step into his new self-identity that was now worthy. Now that you get how this all works, here's the truth. Bro, the same for anyone. But if you're the kind of man who's living like a high-value man on paper, you're killing it in your career, your business, but you're feeling trapped in a body that doesn't match it, or you're disciplined when it's laid out in your career because there's structure, there's routine, but you're lost when it's not, such as the gym, such as your nutrition. You don't know what to do, how to do it, and you're lost. And that inability to build the muscle is slowly destroying your confidence, and you're too ashamed to take your shirt off in public, and you're also dedicated to gaining 10 kilos of lean quality size. whilst losing fat, and you're committed to turn your pain into your power, into your fucking purpose, and rebuild yourself up from the ground up into the man you fucking were and even fucking better, and you're fully determined to unlock your true identity as a high value man and get insanely jacked whilst building the structure, the standards, and identity that commands respect using the HVM code, then I'll work with you directly one-on-one with the system I built inside of that code to achieve similar results in just half of the time it would take you to try do it all on your fucking own. Save you the hustle, save you the time, and actually know that all the time you're putting in the training, all the time you're putting into the meal prep is actually going to get you somewhere, so you stop living subpar to the man you know you can become. In fact, I'm so confident I can get you these results. I can take you from skinny, broken, lost to jacked, confident, and respected, that I will work with you directly one-on-one until we do. I'll get you onboarded inside of the code where you have your onboarding guide on the left-hand side. You'll have calls where you can book in directly one-on-one with me, as well as the coaching academy, as well as the daily elite level tracker with daily systems, morning routine, night routine, everything to completely rebuild yourself up as a high value man from the ground up. And we'll work together to build goals, monthly goals, where I'll sit down with you on our onboarding call and everything will be so fucking structured and will completely build yourself up, bro. So hit the link in the description, book in your one-on-one qualification call with me, and let's fucking talk.
Rudy, just wanted to jump on here and give you a massive thanks for everything you've done. It hasn't just been the fitness coaching that I originally thought when I signed up, but it's also got that mindset attribute, and that mindset is what's helped me get to where I am today in life. And you helped me cut out the bullshit, cut out the stuff that was really just holding me back, opposed to getting me to where I should have been. And you helped me really see the direction in which I wanted my life to head. And not only do I look better than how I did when I started, but I feel so much better, not physically, but also mentally. And honestly, I couldn't have done it without you. I thought I was doing it all good on my own, but really it just shows that just having that accountability factor that you always talk about has really benefited me in the long run. And I just wanted to say a massive thanks for everything you've done, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Fuck, bro. You know what people don't talk about when they sign up for a coach? Is, like, when you view it from the outside, it's, you know, nutrition and a gym exercise. But I was just reflecting on how far I've come from when I first started up with you as this insecure, anxiety-ridden, skinny, like, just no idea on what I was doing in life, where I was headed. And it hasn't even been, it's been a year now since I first signed up with you. I've cut out all the fake people, I've cut off any bad relationships, and I've also started a business. And I'm 23. And it's like those key characteristics that you teach mentally and physically just create that drive in every aspect of your life. It's not just all about going to the gym and eating clean and getting the macros on it. It's actually the mindset and the personal growth that you get with it. It's like you sign up under one principle, but every other aspect of your life ties in. So just wanted to say, bro, really appreciate it, eh? Mad love.
This is exactly what happens once you stop guessing and start living by the code. Jack on the left-hand side was lost, bro. He just had a newborn son, and he was struggling to manage his career, his personal relationships, and his physique. And he just didn't feel like he was the man he knew he could fucking become. So he reached out and we got into it and we built the structure, the systems, the daily night routine. And we completely rebuilt him into now the man he truly fucking respects. And now the man that his girl loves more than fucking ever. Willem on the right-hand side dropped over 20 kilos and got absolutely fucking shredded. Just have a look at transformation, bro. Have a look at the fucking transformation. He completely rebuilt himself, dropped all the gronk mates, dropped the weed, dropped all the negative shit that didn't add to his fucking life, and he fully started to fucking crush it. When Jaden first came to me, he thought he was eating clean, but he didn't understand what macros even were. I'm like, bro, you're training hard. You're putting all that time into your training, but you don't even understand what macronutrients are, let alone what micronutrients you should actually eat to get the most out of all that training you're fucking doing. So he came to me. He signed up. We got him locked in with the code. And bro, the results were immediate. As soon as he started weighing his food, as soon as he started eating the specific meals I gave him, and as soon as we locked him in with that night routine, the morning routine, the exact daily process that transformed Matt's life and transformed my life as well, bro, the results started to speak. He became his own business owner, became his own boss by starting his online coaching business that he started coaching other men through his own transformation. That's exactly what happens when you lock in with me, bro. You completely rebuild yourself and you become a complete new person, and your whole lifestyle starts to fucking change, because as you level up as a man, so does your fucking life. And Zach, on the right-hand side, what you're about to hear, bro, will blow your fucking mind.
When I met Rudy, I was at dinner with very successful people. I knew that that's where I fit in, but I didn't feel like I belonged there. I was insecure about my body, I wasn't confident, and I knew I had a long way to go, and I had no fucking direction or plan set in place to get me there. That's when we started working one-on-one. I got results and saw results every single day. Within 12 weeks, I lost 10 kilos of body fat. I look shredded as a motherfucker, and when I get home each day, my partner wants to rip my shirt off. That's how good I look right now. And my mindset is more confident than it's ever been. I went on 2 podcasts in Sydney, did a professional content day with Ruth. I started my own business. Fuck, the list goes on and on and on. I did 6 years worth of shit in 12 fucking weeks. That is the results you get when you work with Ruth. The hardest thing for me right now is controlling how fucking powerful I am. It's incredible. Can't recommend working with Rudy highly enough. I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be who I am today without his fucking help. He goes above and beyond, and he shows love when it's due.
Hit the link and let's fucking work. Let's get this shit.